Hello everyone, my name is Kompi Han. Today our group will present the Vancouver Convention Center expansion project. This is a famous examples of procurement failure in Canada. The project was bid for the 2010 Winter Olympic. The cost went from 495 million to 883 million. This is 385 million overrun. The schedule was also delayed by 8 months. Our presentation will show you what went wrong and then what we can learn from that project. Slide number 2, the project description. And now let me explain the project details. The owner was the province of British Columbia. They created a crown agency called BCCEP to manage the project. The location is in Vancouver as well. The scope to expand the convention center for the 2010 Olympic. Later in 2004, it also became the international media center of the game. The initial cost in 2000 was 495 million. The final cost approved in 2007 was 883 million. This is 385 million overrun, which is 78% over budget. The initial schedule was to finish by July 2008, but the project was completed in March 2009, so this is the 8-month delay as well. Now look at the changes in the scope. Originally, it was just a convention center expansion project, but in 2009, they added media center roles. These require broadcast studio, press room, and then global media infrastructure. It is created a hard deadline tied to the Olympic. The scope changes added complexity, cost, and then schedule pressure. It made the procurement failure worse. Okay, this is the end for me. And then the other slide, my project member, the Carlos, will take over. Thank you so much.
This slide showed the procurement relationship. There were three levels. First, the project owner VCCAP, which is a crown agency. Second, a private construction manager hired to help with pre-construction services. And third, many subcontractors who did the actual building work. Now here is the critical failure. The construction manager was hired in 2004, but the lump sum contract was not finalized until 2007. That is 3 years later. But by the time the contract was signed, most of the large subcontracts had already been awarded. So BCCAP had no power to control costs. When costs went up, BCCAP had to pay. The construction manager had no financial risk. Now let me explain the procurement approach and contract types. First, they tried a public-private partnership or P3 that failed after 1 year. That wasted a lot of time. Then they switched to a concurrent design build. That means construction started while the design was still being finished. This is a very risky approach. They did not use a RFP or competitive bidding. They just negotiate directly with the construction manager. They wanted to fix price contract, also call it a lump sum contract, but they signed it too late in 2007. By then, most work had already started, so the owner, VCCAP, ended up paying for all of the cost overruns.
Hello everyone, my name is Rahul. This slide shows the 6 procurement failures that happened. The first one is the 2000 estimate of $495 million was not based on a detailed budget, but it is just a guess. And the second one is they tried a P3 approach. It failed after 1 year. That wasted valuable time. The third one is they started construction before the design was completed, and this is called concurrent design build. The fourth one is they did not include any risk premium in the earlier estimate. They just assume everything would go perfectly as they planned. And the fifth one is the lump sum contract was signed in 2007. It was 3 years after construction started. By then, most subcontractors were already awarded. The sixth one is the risk transfer premium alone cost 35 million. extra. That is money taxpayers paid just to transfer risk that should have been transferred from the beginning. Okay, now let me walk you through the 5 whys analysis that helps us to find the root cause. Why was there a $385 million overrun? Because cost went up with no fixed price contract. Why was there a no fixed price contract? Because it was not signed until 2007. Why was signing delay until 2007? Because construction started in 2004. Why did construction start so early? Because the Olympic deadline forced them to start before design was done. Why was the Olympic deadline the driver? Because political pressure was too strong. Politicians wanted the project ready for the Olympic no matter what. So the root cause is simple: political urgency overrode sound procurement practice.
Hi, I'm Ting. This slide shows who was responsible and what the impact was. Who was responsible? The VCCEP leadership and the provincial government that put police first. What was the financial impact? Taxpayer paid $385 million extra. This is the raw money. What was the schedule impact? The project was 8 months late for the original median contract deadline. What was reputational impact? The operation caught in mismanagement and incompetence. Who paid for all this? British Columbia taxpayers. Now, this is the most important part. 2 key lessons learned. Lesson 1. Never listen you order over this process if you rush. You pay later. The obvious deadline made them skip procurement steps. The rails was $385 million in extra cost. For my future projects, I will freeze the design and the finance or contract before breaking ground. If the schedule is tight, I will negative release the test lines instead of skipping steps. Lesson 2. Never start work without a second contract. VCCEP started the construction in 2004, but did not sign the Lapshaw's contract until 2007. This left them with on risk transfer. They paid for everything. For my future project, I will enter a pricing contracts or foreign interest before raising any subtract work. No signed contract means no work. Simple rule. All our information come from for census, the procurement office website has the main case analysis. The BC Auditor General report gives the official audit date. CBC News provides the public and postal contract, and our middle 8 slides give us the procurement costs. A link are here on their slide. You can check this yourself. Thank you for listening.